Welcome back, episode 8 of DNMs with Duzzi, and I'm here with
Brianna Clark from Sarina.
Boom. And we're on. Clap with me.
Oh.
Boom.
Oh, I actually hit the beat. We're
Yeah,
good.
that was actually really good. Loud, crispy. Okay, let's launch straight in. So we got favourite rugby league moment as a fan.
As a fan, it was the Gordon Tallis.
Oh, the sling.
Oh, the sling always. What a guy.
Ruthless.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I love
probably
that shit.
like.
If I ever manage to do that to somebody, I'm sorry, but thank you, because that'll be my own highlight. Yeah.
That's probably like the best like origin hype video, I reckon. It's fucking
Gets
ruthless.
me every time. Yeah.
Favourite rugby league moment as a player.
Favourite rugby league moment as a player. Oh,
You can have multiple. If
yeah, it's more like experiences. So like the World Cup experience, that was sick. Like, yeah, that's probably highlight there. Yeah,
that's as in like the whole traveling in the month thing.
Yeah, just being in camp for like the 6 weeks and stuff.
What's a highlight from the camp?
Well, it wasn't the final, that's for sure.
Hey, at least you were there, Jan. That's good.
I don't know. It was just a collective of everything, hey. Like, I think it was just being a part of the haka. Like, I did the haka, like, it wasn't the first time, but on that stage it was insane. And I actually got it right, so that was good. That is a very, very daunting thing to be a part of, but yeah, no, it's cool. When
Old Trafford's pretty epic, hey?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's mad.
Except for we were like put out in like dongers out off to the side of the stadium.
Oh, like sheds?
Like a shipping container was our sheds.
Oh, wow. Who was it? Who was in
Grateful,
the main sheds?
The men.
Oh, that's shocking, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk about that later.
Us and the Gillaroos, we were in our little dongers next to each other, freezing our tits off with,
Wow, that's terrible.
With plastic chairs.
Wow, was it small? Was it small?
Yeah.
Oh, it was one shipping container?
Yeah, for a team.
Oh my God, okay, we need to discuss that after the podcast, because that's... Anyway, okay, most underrated NRLW player?
I'm gonna say she's not underrated because she does get a lot of praise for what she does, and I think she is noticed a lot, but Georgia Hale, and like top tier human, top tier player, and just I reckon she's in the elite group. She's in the elite group. Yeah, just gets it done. Yeah.
I think that everyone would be happy if she was on their team too. Yeah, like she's one of those people.
That will bring a group together.
Yeah, and like everyone has a lot of respect for her because she's been around so long and been so consistent too. Shameful obsession.
Well, obviously I have a Fleetwood Mac tattoo on.
That's not shameful.
A big ass Fleetwood Mac tattoo on my leg, so probably a bit of that is an obsession, and probably with the colour pink, which I'm not wearing now, but I like every time I see a pink option, I'm going for it. So
What's your favourite? Well, actually, the next I'll hold off on that question. Childhood hero.
Childhood, that was my sister. Like, 100%.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, but she was mean to me when we were little, but I think it was, like, I was like that little, the young sister that always wanted to hang out with her and her friends and stuff.
I was that too,
and
actually.
Then,
So
a little bit of rejection therapy there growing up, but now she's obsessed with me, so it's good.
Oh,
yeah. Actually, I literally got this random message from her last night, and like it was at like 2 AM or something, so she must have been on night shift, and she's like, if you want to keep your body strong and fit and stuff, but want to have a baby, I'll carry it for you. I was like, what the fuck's
oh my God.
She's like, sorry, I'm just late night thoughts. I'm like, what the hell? I was like, you're going to have to raise it for the next 8 years before I can afford it anyway.
Oh my God.
But thank you, doll.
Wow, that's deep, man. Why was she a childhood hero? Just that sisterly vibe?
Yeah, and she was like a mad athlete too. Like, so I just like, whatever she could do, I wanted to do it like better, or just be a part of her little thing, Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love sibling I just thought she was so cool.
Yeah. And finishing off, 3 artists for the rest of your life. I feel like I have a sneaking suspicion for one.
Alright, so first, obviously, we'll start with Fleetwood Mac. Yeah. Then we'll go Stevie Nicks on her own, and then I'm gonna go like off the chart with Eminem.
Oh wow, that's the other end of the spectrum. Yeah. Let's talk about Fleetwood Mac quickly because you are a huge fan. So like, let's go your 3 top songs.
My 3 top songs. So obviously I love Gypsy.
Yeah, track banger.
And then I've got what's another one? I like another one which is called Alright, which is like a random one that no one knows.
Okay,
well, it's just like in the albums.
Yeah.
And then I love, what else is another one?
I've put you on the spot.
You have, yeah. I wasn't expecting this, but because I can literally, when I've got like one of the albums, I kind of already know which song is coming on next, and I do it like subconsciously where I'm like, stop singing. Like I'm like, oh yeah. Tough. Okay, you've got me. I can't think of one now. Yeah, but there's two.
What's your favourite album of theirs? Rumours?
No, I actually like the White Album.
Oh, yeah.
Fleetwood Mac, yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Starts off with Monday Morning.
Your brain's just got the whole set list going on in your head. Okay, so you did mention your sister already, but you grew up in Sarina with... So you got... How many siblings?
I got 4.
Four siblings,
yeah. 4 siblings.
So lots of sport in the house?
Yeah, well, being in Sarina, there's like not much to do. Like it's a tiny, like it's a little, it's like a half coastal, half cane, farm coast kind of thing. So it's either beach or cane fields. Yeah. So we did like nippers and stuff growing up, and then like social sport, just touch, netball. We had a little taekwondo thing, got my black belt.
Oh,
yeah. Did you? I think that's when Dad kicked off our thing, like we have to stick with something, because when he like signed us up, he's like, if you're starting this, you're not finishing until you get your black belt. Yeah. And we were like, duh, like... Easy. Yeah. We got like 3 months and we're like, oh, I don't want to go taekwondo anymore. So then we were stuck doing it for about 3 years before we all had to stop.
A black belt?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think I got it when I was 8, so I'm probably a little out of practice now.
Nah, I'd claim it for sure. Yeah. And well, so it is a small town, right? Yeah. But there's like a lot of NRL players that have come from there. Yeah, so we've got Daly Cherry Evans, Ruben Cotter. So Daly was my oldest brother's age. Ruben Cotter's my youngest brother's age. There was Kevin Campion, who's another legend. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a Sarina boy. And then Wendell Saylor. So yeah, there's some really good names in there. And even Sarina, so you know how like Rocky have the big balls, like... Yeah, cattle, because they're cattle. Yeah. Well, Sarina's like mad country shouts cane and stuff, but they're also like mad Queenslanders too. So we've got this big buffy, a giant cane toad is in the middle of like the town. You drive straight past a big cane toad. Oh my god. And they've done up a nice like a plaque for all the Origin people, and so they've put like they've made a plaque. So you've like there's obviously those names, my name. Yeah, you're on that. Yeah, awesome. Which is crazy. So that's really cool. Yeah, so it's definitely a little footy town. Yeah, well that was sort of my question, like was rugby league always, is it like the main sort of sport there? 100%. Yeah, it is. Yeah, even that whole Mackay region kind of thing. Yeah. You started off as you mentioned though, playing other sports. Which I didn't know taekwondo was one of them. But that's pretty cool. What was like your sort of favourite sport growing up? I know you played football, went to the States. Yeah, so that, which is awesome. With the three brothers, they played rugby league, like it was rugby league and soccer. So me and my sister, we both played a couple of junior, like we played a bit of junior footy as well, like with the Crocodiles and stuff with the boys. But yeah, it was such a good mascot. Just side note. The crocodile is an awesome I know, it's cool. Like, Sarina Crocs. Yeah. And so it was like we'd shoot off, go do the 3 boys games, and we'd shoot off across the road, do like soccer. So it was always like our weekends were literally just cruising around between soccer, football, and then off to the beach and sport. Just sport, yeah. Because Mum and Dad, we didn't really have a lot of money either, so if it wasn't that, then we'd just go to the beach, like just to keep us kids into like out and about, out of the house kind of thing. So, but so just active. Did you like growing up in like Sarina? I am grateful for how I grew up like down like where I was, like being in a small town, like you either have friends with a farm, so you're out doing farm stuff and learning skills out there, or like I think eventually I think we were about 10 maybe when Dad ended up buying a boat, and so we would spend like pretty much every weekend out on the water and stuff like that, like just out doing like different stuff. Like we weren't locked up. Well, we did spend a lot of time playing Xbox and stuff as well, but most of the time we were out fishing and stuff and learning to drive a boat and like all those like skills and stuff that Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, just wholesome stuff.
Before we move on from Sarina, I've got to ask, because you mentioned not long ago about one of your childhood pets, and I think it's the funniest story ever. So please, tell the story about your cat.
Well, he definitely earned his name. So his name was Rambo. He was this big fat cat. And my dad was going on like a fishing trip. I think he was heading up to the Cape. So his first stop was Proserpine. So from Sarina to Proserpine is about 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half kind of thing.
Was he just by himself?
No, I think he went up with his brother and stuff, but they were like meeting up in different spots.
Yeah.
So he packed up the boat, put the cover on and stuff, and he left. And we were all kind of like wondering where Rambo, we hadn't seen Rambo the cat for like a few days and stuff. And I'm like, oh. Like we thought he'd just obviously died of some like,
oh,
we
Rambo.
were gutted, yeah. And then it was like probably like 6 weeks later, I think, we heard like meows like out the front. He's like, I'm home. And this cat reappears like 6 weeks later. And to be honest, he was a fat boy. Like he had the big floppy like stomach that was flapped away. And then we come back and there's this little ratty ass Rambo. He managed to get himself back home 6 weeks later.
How does a cat do that?
I honestly have no idea, because he had to travel where I don't know where he got off, but Dad didn't stop till he got to Prosy. So he had been running through cane fields and or he's just been trapped somewhere and he's been skinny enough to get out of where he was, but I don't know. But
it's crazy. Yeah, like how?
I don't know. But he's a survivor. He's Rambo.
Shout out to Rambo, man.
The tabby cat.
Rambo, this one's for you. Truly, that's an insane
He needed a little
story.
bandana because he went through it. He went through it.
Did he live like
he lived ages after that. Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Yeah, man, that made him stronger, I guess. Yeah. So you already talked about the fishing actually, but like something about you that's kind of cool is that you do a lot of like other sports and activities in your free time. One of them is fishing.
Yeah.
Which I saw you went with Mele.
Yeah, Mele. It was funny, bro.
That would have been an experience.
It was crack up.
What do you like about fishing?
I think it's like with other sports and everything, like I just like just doing different sports, like I don't know, just stuff that's not footy. You're out in the open, you're just cruising. Like I just like spending time trying to catch a fish. Like it's nothing that deep. It's what I used to do when I grew up with Dad and stuff. Like I'd love to be able to go fishing with Dad every weekend again now, but yeah, I think it's just something that can sort of, you just switch off, have a bit of fun. Yeah.
And golf?
Yeah, a bit with the golf. Yeah,
you're
it's
a
like
golfer?
You're outdoors. And my nan, she's a mad golfer. She's 82 and she plays golf 3 times a week.
Oh,
so yeah, she's crazy. Well, she's amazing. And
I bet she's good.
Yeah.
The old ladies like that are like awesome
every
at
time
golf.
she hits the ball, it is straight and it's on the green.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I can't get out hit by my nan, so I'm trying to like just smash it, and it's out in the trees or in the water and stuff. So
how's your short game?
Sometimes good, sometimes shit. Yeah.
Mine's really bad. I can drive okay, but so like I played with Ali last year and I thought I was awesome. Got like off the tee, boom, awesome. And then I'd take 12 shots.
Then you drive it at the hole.
10 meters. I'm like, I need help.
But I love it because it's a bit of a bonding thing for me and Nan too, because on a Friday, I haven't been able to do it recently because obviously we're doing this, but we'll go just do like a little 9 holes like when she gets back from work,
cool.
like because she cleans houses and everything too. So she's like, I'll be home at 2.
So she's still working, still playing golf. What a legend. Far out.
Yeah.
And then the other one is you actually do a bit of training with like a boxing crew. So firstly, who's in that group? Because there's a few elite.
Yeah, well, so my mate, I met her in Sarina as well. She owned the gym, which kind of got me straight into gym and training as well. So Desley Robinson, she's a pro boxer. So we were mates from Sarina. She moved down to Brisbane, and so whenever I'm in my off season and stuff, I like doing other stuff other than footy. I hate running. Don't sign me up for just. Yeah,
me too.
So if I could do anything else that's going to get me doing things, I'm going to do it. So yeah, I'll jump in with their Logan boxing crew with Chris and Desley and Tavita. They're all mates there. So I did a bit of training with them, but I nearly had a fight. I had one lined up. I was going to do that on that card that Tavita just did.
The footy.
But then because it was too close to preseason, the boys were like,
Yeah. No. Do you reckon you'll do one eventually?
I'd love to. Yeah, it would be cool. Just for an experience. I have had a couple of I've done a couple of amateur fights before.
Oh, have you? Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. So
what's the feeling like?
It is, if you can just put like adrenaline and then just like times it by 2 and then you just feel like you're in redhead the whole time. But
you got no
it's actually so scary. Like
you're just there on your own.
You're nervous when you're playing footy. You're not. It's a different kettle of fish.
Boxers are very brave.
It's a very brave sport.
Do you think it's helped with your footy, like the different kind of fitness and like?
I think so. Like, and it's just like, I think it just puts your sport into perspective too. Like, it's being in a team environment is so much different to being on your own, like that lonely thing. So it's like, in that fact, But just, I think just doing the different fitness and stuff, it's a very short, sharp kind of training, but it's very intense. So, you're in the washing machine and you think, and like, you can't get out.
It's funny when you're watching boxing and you're like, oh, a round's only whatever it is, like depending on the fight, like 3 minutes, and you're like, oh, it's only 3 minutes.
As long as 3 minutes of your whole life.
3 seconds,
3 minutes
gone.
In survival mode is
a lifetime. Yeah. Boxing is
it's
hectic.
a really cool sport.
It is. So we move on to footy now. So you've moved down to Brisbane. A few years ago now.
I think I've been here about 5 now.
And you actually played in a Queensland Cup, well, the women's version of that, in the Valleys Diehards team, which was a one and done year actually, unfortunately.
Was,
but you guys were really successful. You made the grand final, and a lot of the staff that we have now were in that team. Princey was the head coach. So let's was that something, did you enjoy that experience to the point of like you knew you wanted to be here at the Bronx
100%,
with these boys as well?
Yeah, when I met Princey, because I was just excited because I heard the name Scott Prince is coaching this team. And I was like, bruh.
Sign me up.
Sign me up. So and I didn't know what to expect going into it. Like I didn't know, because when it's like the NRL guy, you're like, ooh, that's pretty cool. And then when you get to meet him and stuff, and there was Fletch and all those boys, and I had a really good relationship with them there. And I was sad that year ended, like where they sort of dropped back out of the Q Cup, because I think my game grew a lot through those boys, just the way they coach and stuff. So they gave me a lot of confidence there, and I had a successful year after the Valleys. I think that might have been my origin year, which I think we discussed with Princey and Fletch as well. Was like they were like, we're going to get you in there, we'll get you in there this year, kind of thing. So I think just their belief in me and my relationship with them has helped me a lot, and which is carried on here. I think as long as Princey's coaching here, I'll be here, kind of thing,
That's awesome. And then the last sort of one I was going to talk to you about was sort of an interesting fact about you that I would say, and I think like lots of people wouldn't know because just watching footy you don't really know, but so you have some partial hearing loss. So
I do.
So well, what's the go with that firstly?
So that was the result of biscuiting or tubing behind a boat. So just it was actually my friend's dad. He might have gone a little bit too hard, and he chucked us in a one of how you sort of whip you around, do the turn, and he was going too fast, and I just sort of flipped and just landed straight onto the water, and it just blew out my eardrum, and I think it's broken some of the little bones in there. So I've had a couple of surgeries on it to fix, but I can get it fixed, but I have to have 3 months of doing absolutely nothing, and that's kind of been really hard to fit in with rugby league, because obviously rugby league's more important than hearing.
So when did it happen?
When I was I think it was 2007, so I would have been 11, 12.
So since then you've pretty much just always wanted to play sports, so you didn't ever want to take 3 months off?
I did. Well, when I was a kid, I had 2 surgeries on it, but it didn't, the first one, because they used a piece of my skin to make the eardrum, it didn't take, so it was a failed surgery. Then the second one was pretty much the same thing. Well, they fixed the eardrum, but then they realise that the little bones obviously aren't like working, like connecting to each other. So it's another whole surgery, which I did do, and it failed again. So it's just one of those ones where it's like it's either going to work or it's not.
Okay, yeah.
And then like I was older when I got the third one to try to get the little bones done, but
yeah,
I was in my 40s sort of.
Right, I gotcha. Sorry,
yeah.
yes,
So
yes.
it's like sort of been a long process.
Do you think you'll do it after footy or?
Yeah, I would like to.
Yeah.
I'll give it another crack. Try and get some more hearing out here.
Is it a challenge, like in football?
I don't think I notice it. I think it's harder for people around me than it is for me, because what you can't hear, you can't hear. Like, you don't realise you're missing stuff. So it's like, yeah. And it's,
so when everyone's screaming at you, you're sweet, but
yeah.
they're like, why isn't she listening?
Yeah, so if I'm not looking at you, I don't know you'd fucking talking to me. Like, and the worst room, like, actually, like, I do get overwhelmed in some things, like our ice bath room. Yeah. Where there's just sounds bouncing and shit. There's so many combos and stuff. Like, once there's a bit of sound around and people are trying to talk to me, I'll be like doing these ones, or I'm just like trying to concentrate. But that's what annoys me. Like, that's sort of like a hard. That's probably the most difficult thing. It's like when you're trying to conversate with people and you've got other shit. Like, there's so much other stuff going on. And you're like, I want to listen, but I can't. But no, I think it's all good. Like, I do really try to like be aware of people around me, like who are trying to talk to me and stuff, like when we're on the field and stuff. But when you're on the field kind of thing, I'm a very tunnel vision person, but
I mean, you can't control it anyway. You can only hear what you can hear.
Exactly. Like, if I can't hear it, I generally don't know what's happening. So it's like, you can't be mad at me.
I mean, to be honest, it might be a superpower because
block some of the hate.
That's what I was gonna say.
It's so funny because, like, you know, when you're like having a sleepover, like, this is like things that have helped me when being deaf. Like, you know, when you're a sleepover and you hear like a clock ticking and there's like a dog barking stuff, bro, I'll just roll over snorers. I'll literally just roll over and sleep like a baby. Yeah.
Oh, that is.
Even when I was young. So, to give you an idea of how deaf I am, like, I was at a farm and they were actually like cutting up a cow, and they had a chainsaw, and they were doing the chainsaw down the thing, and I was like, it was really loud, and I was like, I'm just like blocked one ear. So like a chainsaw sound, it literally just goes to a hum. Like, you can just hear the
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was like, wow, I really am deaf.
Wow. Was the initial like accident painful?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it fairly blew up my ear. Yeah, it wasn't. And the thing that scares me the most is if I get my other ear hit. Yeah. And if anything was to happen, because that would be, that's a nightmare to me. Yeah. But I am grateful that it's like not my sight or something like that. And it wasn't like a genetical thing, like it was just obviously an accident, so. Yeah. It could be way worse. Yeah.
I mean, that's a very positive way to look at it.
Yeah, it could be in a lot worse of a situation, so.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
No, it's okay.
Actually, that's it.
We're done?
Yeah, so, well, we're not done.
Okay.
Because you have, obviously, the main event.
Oh, yes.
Your Rugby League ICK.
My Rugby League ICK.
Or ICKs, you can say multiple.
Okay, I think it's just the one. But as a prop, and you'll understand this, we are aggressive players. We are not aggressive people. And then there's the small people who just fuck it. Like, they just do anything they can to just piss us off. Especially in a game. And we are the bigger bear, but we can control our emotions, right? Sometimes, until you get to a point. So my ick is little like hookers and shit that they keep poking the bears.
The grubs.
Yep, the grubs. You're gonna poke the bear, you're gonna get hit.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Eventually.
Well, it opens up an interesting discussion, doesn't it? Because, like, you know, you're not allowed to throw a punch or anything anymore, but like we haven't like punished people that like antagonize someone to the point where they crack. It's and
I know it's part of the game where they're gonna get penalties and stuff, but I'll take a penalty over my pride and I will hit you up. So yeah, eventually you're gonna get hit. Yeah.
Fair. Well, that's what like the old school players say. Like that, like grubby stuff was never in the game because if you were a pest, you'd get punched in the head. So not encouraging that.
Not encouraging it, but at some point.
Well,
so that's my ick, is grubs.
Fair. Yeah. No, that's a good one.
Like antagonizing grubs.
Yes.
because I am known to be a grub, but I'm not a grub. just aggressive.
Yeah, well, you are aggressive. Yeah, but like I also think that like I said this actually, I think to Ali in her interview, like I don't think the world is used to looking or seeing aggressive female athletes still.
Yeah.
Like that's why like a lot of the people that are really aggressive get a lot of hate.
Yeah.
Like I always think about like Sarina Williams.
Yeah.
Who played tennis, so it's not even a contact sport.
Yeah.
But she was like so amazing, so aggressive in the way, in her style of play. And got so much hate.
I know, and
for
aggressively had to like advocate for herself.
Yeah,
she's just a competitor.
Yeah, we're just competing.
Yeah.
Anyway, we don't need to get too philosophical, but that's it. So thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Episode 8 done and dusted. Ready? Done.
Oh no! Wait, ready?
Okay, we're going.
Done.
Done.
There we go.